So my presentation is on social media influence on eating disorders. So here are just some basic statistics. 80% of Americans watch TV every day. And on average, they spend 3 or more hours watching TV all in one day. And then 8 to 18-year-olds spend more than 7 hours on social media every day. So that means that over half their day, when they're not sleeping, obviously, is spent on social media. And then another huge statistic is that an analysis done in 2001 found that more than half of all weight loss advertisements are false. So just keep that in mind for later in the presentation. So the causes of eating disorders. So there are 4 main factors, which is biological factors, environmental factors, physiological factors, and just overall obsessions over self-image. So just briefly, biological factors is a lot of people in general, it runs in their family that maybe they have certain genes, so thicker bones or just in general like obesity. So a lot of people, because they're more prone to this, actually develop eating disorders because of it. And environmental factors, obviously things like stress and the type of people that you're around is going to influence you and how you behave and how you perceive yourselves. And then physiological factors is just overall how you see yourself mentally and also how you treat your body physically. And then obsessions over self-image is pretty simple in its nature. You're just obsessed with how you look and how people perceive you and your body. So this is just another statistics. Of American elementary school girls who read magazines, 69% say that the pictures influence their concept of ideal body shape. 47% say that the pictures make them want to lose weight. This is a huge statistic just because it just shows the influence that social media actually does have on today's society, and how these are elementary school girls, so they're not even, I want to say, 12 years old yet, and they're already thinking about how their body looks and how they can change that. So imagine what they're going to deal with when they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So social media influencers. Social media influencers are individuals who show off their body, their fit bodies, they show off their food choices, they show off their exercise regimes, and they post a lot of food conscious posts. So an example is, I don't know, like Kim Kardashian posting what she's eating today, or what type of dietary supplement she's taking. Young adults and teenagers began to compare themselves with these social media influencers, and they begin to feel some type of body dissatisfaction, and they begin to form eating patterns and poor self-concept. So basically this is just showing that when we look at celebrities, like I know I do this, when I look at a celebrity online, it makes me think like, oh my god, like I want to look like that, or I want to strive to be more confident in my body, which all leads to us taking certain precautions. So for me, like I would stop eating things that like ice cream. For someone else, that could just be they stop eating. So this is just a chart that shows the rise of eating disorders. This is actually in the UK, but it definitely relates to America because this is a world issue, not just an American issue. So this is 2003, and it all goes to 2014. So obviously it's not the most recent data, but you could clearly see that there's a huge increase from like hundreds to thousands of people who have been hospitalized that are all related to eating disorders. This again shows a huge correlation to social media, because we know that technology wasn't the way it is today 20 years ago, or when our parents were 20 or 30. So clearly that this again shows that because technology has become such a prominent role in today's lives for almost everyone, there's also been increase in eating disorders. So that I just want to talk about the ideal body type. We hear about this, I hear about this every day, or I look on TikTok, even on Instagram, and it's everywhere. And obviously here's a picture of the Kardashians, who have become very infamous in today's society. And we hear these words: thin, curvy, flat tummy, small waist, big butt, boobs, slim, thick. And all that, like in my mind, that makes me think like that's what I want, and I want to strive for that, but it's not really ideal. And these figures like Kim Kardashian, Kylie, they have these bodies, which obviously they didn't get naturally, but when girls look at that, especially young girls who like, that's what they want. So they start developing, as I said before, like certain behaviors and certain patterns where they stop eating, or they binge eat and then vomit it, or they just don't eat at all, or they over exercise their body. This all leads to eating disorders, and it's all because of this unrealistic idea that what we see on the screen is what is actually real, but it's not. So another huge issue that is because of social media is cyberbullying. According to the National Eating Disorders Association, as many as 65% of people with eating disorders say bullying contributed to their condition. So social media, even if you look on like the most beautiful woman in like my mind, like you still look under comments and there's people that hate on them, which clearly shows that cyberbullying is real, even for the most influential people in the world. People get bullied for their weight and begin to show signs of eating disorders. They begin skipping meals, binge eating, lying about their food intake. And again, this shows that cyberbullying and what people think of us is huge in today's society. So here are just some pictures. Obviously, this is Kylie. This is another social media influencer, and they're all posting like fit teas or detoxes or dietary supplements. And what we don't realize as a society is that they get paid thousands of dollars every post that has to do with like a different brand. They get paid to advertise them, and they may not even try these supplements or teas, but they post them because obviously who doesn't want money? But what they don't realize that they do is they put this idea that like if you take dietary supplements or whatever they're advertising, you're going to become skinny all of a sudden. Clearly we all know that's not true, but especially for young girls that are, again, 12 years old, 13, 14, even my age, like we want to have this ideal body shape even though we know it's not realistic. So how to deal with social media? Realize that 90% of it is not real. And if you have money, you could basically do whatever you want with your body. And we obviously know that we're not going to go spending $20,000 on plastic surgery to have the ideal body shape. There are healthy ways to get more fit. So instead of not eating, which even I could admit that I've done before to get skinnier, there's ways of being healthy without doing that. Going on a run, going on a walk, just eating properly versus eating unhealthy. And then especially unplug from social media. I know I did this 3 months ago. I deleted my Instagram, and it's probably one of the best choices for me because I don't have to look at the perception of the perfect of beauty every single day. So talk to someone. There are also online help centers. So these are just some online help centers that meet online. You don't have to go face to face. You don't have to deal with the confrontation of talking to someone like in person. You could go online, talk, and it's people that have gone through what you have gone through. So there's ways to deal with this without having to address it face to face, because I know for me at least, like that's the hardest thing to do. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.